the Pink Out game has been going on at least since 2018. That's as far back as I was able to find online. Since I took over the program, this has been the 4th year that we've done it. All 4 years we've done it with Elizabeth, and we've donated to the Rutgers Cancer Institute with the attention to their breast cancer foundation.
Bring everybody together and just make sure that whatever happens, we stay as one, and we're one part, one team.
So the Pink Out game is a game that we host every year where we sell Pink Out t-shirts like I'm wearing now and sell concessions at the game specifically to raise money to donate towards breast cancer research.
I think the Pink Out game is a big hit because of the energy that the game brings. Like people jumping up and down, going crazy, getting hyped, cheering for their team, clapping for their team. So like that's why I feel like it's big, because it's like not just the players feel it, the coaches feel it, the audience feel it. So yeah.
Pink Out to me was never a competition. It was a day to bring awareness for the cause. And honestly, like as a player and as a student and as a person, I just love, you know, events that bring causes, that raise awareness for causes, because I feel like a lot of people don't know, you know, the things going behind the scenes, and not just their family, but in the people around them.
Senior number 7, Maya Freeman.
The first thing I remember was just like, especially it being like my first Pink Out kind of, I just remember wanting to play my hardest for my team and just having like the best energy that I really could that game. Made mistakes, just kind of like let it go. And yeah, just kind of have a good time, really.
When we were getting ready for the game, everyone was hyping each other up. We were going back and forth to each other, yo, you got this, we got it, and everything like that.
First 2 things I remember, especially when the varsity game started, like you just felt like, I don't even know the word to describe it, something in the air. Like, all right, like this is the big game, like we're ready to go.
I've been at a lot of Pink Out events over the years, and the one thing that I can truly say that made this event a lot more special is that there was a lot of community involvement. Another thing was the coaches and the players, how passionate and excited they were. I think they did a great job, starting with Coach Radel. He did an awesome job organizing the event. The students took on different roles, and it was great to see them educate our community regarding breast cancer awareness.
Before the game, they asked anybody that had breast cancer or was a survivor or had people that like passed from breast cancer, and they came to the floor and everybody clapped up for them, like clapped for them. That was like a big moment for me.
I also remember handing out the roses to the former breast cancer survivors, and I remember one of them was my 3rd grade teacher.
The first thing that sticks out is, again, just how amazing the atmosphere was. We had help from everybody. From the second the freshman game tipped off at 4 o'clock, it was essentially a packed gym. It was such a great environment. Everybody was there, everybody was involved. There was energy no matter what the outcome of the game was.
A lot of things were going through my mind in the first set. I think that mostly it was kind of get your act together, because I didn't play my best game that first set. So it's kind of like, don't let your team down, you know, focus.
After losing the first set, I was a bit bummed, but I knew we had 2 sets left. And I knew the game was not over until our mentality said it was. And we were still ready to push further and get that win. And I was super ready to get that win too.
After losing the first set, it was just kind of like, okay, like just bounce back, just like play clean volleyball.
And losing the first set, we lost off of our mistakes. So it was like, we could beat them. We just had to play them. Yeah, it's just a lot going on. Like, you just have to come back with the same intensity even more and just know that your team is right behind you.
Honestly, like I did not lose any hope for the girls at all. I know even if they lost the first set, I knew that they could still fight back because that's the thing that we were trained to do. And Coach Radel always put emphasis into, you know, being down by 2 points or being down by 1 set. It doesn't matter how your team did for that set. Just, you know, like what you had to bring on to the next set is what's more important, because, you know, if you win or lose, that determination that you have to win can't be lost, because if that key is lost, then there's no rhythm for the rest of the game.
What was going through my mind is, like, don't worry. Like, I know the girls was waiting for that day and waiting for that moment, and I knew they was gonna come out with the win.
We gotta get it together. Like,
Just win the second set.
yeah, we just gotta like get back into it.
Bingo, bingo, bongo. Yeah, that worked. That actually worked. Guys. You guys, yeah, that actually worked like 50 times. Yes. But what was the question again?
What do you remember being said to rally the team to stick with it?
So come out here, just play, win, bingo, bango, bongo. Keep it the small game. In a moment like this, where you have a huge crowd, a big moment, big energy, big feelings, keep the game small. Play it 3. Win that game 3. Okay, every time there's a score, reset, get ready to go on to the next one. Win the small game, bingo, bango, bongo.
I remember a bingo, bango, bongo, and to just like, don't play scared, to just like play our game.
I remember especially Radel just kind of be like, forget the first set, come back and play clean volleyball and just like play for each other, play for the survivors, stay nice and calm and collected.
I remember getting told to keep pushing hard. I knew we were in our heads a bit, but our coach, he told us to get out of it. We were telling each other to get out of it, and we just like locked in all of a sudden.
I remember our coach kind of not yelling at us, but getting it through to us that we need to lock in because we're not playing our game. We played not the best game the first set, so I just remember him telling us, you know, play your game, play better.
Second thing I noticed that sticks out to me is probably just the momentum shift in the game. And we ended up getting down on a run, and Coach Batts went over and started hyping the crowd up. And because we knew we fed off energy. We started playing a little bit better. We knew our game plan was sound, and we finally started playing our volleyball.
Me personally, I'm a hype person. I've always been that way, whether I'm at a professional sporting event or back in high school, I was the same way. So now being a coach and looking at the crowd, especially in that first set when we lost, you can just feel like it was good before the game started, and then once, you know, everyone start to lose, everyone's like, oh, like it kind of felt like the crowd was giving up, and I was like, no, that can't happen. Like, we need you. So I kind of went over and I was like, listen, like, we're a Linden crowd. I know you guys are loud. I know you can be loud, so I need that here. I need you. We need you. Let's go. And from that moment on, it was foot on the gas. It was, whew, I got chills.
I feel like they was down because the crowd didn't really have no energy for a set. When Miss Bass came over and said, is this Elizabeth crowd or Linden crowd? I feel like it was my moment to shine and really tell the whole crowd to like just start getting up and get energy, because without energy, I feel like they wouldn't have won that game. It was important to keep the energy hyped in the game just because, like, Elizabeth's always our rivals, no matter what sport it is. I'm from Elizabeth, so like I know what the rivalry is. So like it was like important.
The crowd played a big role to helping us get lifted up. If it wasn't for them, we really wouldn't have like the mentality to keep pushing. But because they kept pushing, they kept chanting for us, they kept yelling, "Let's go Linden, let's go Lady Tigers." We were ready to push for them. We were ready to push for the survivors. We were ready to win.
I kind of rely on the crowd, but it's like you can't play down, and it's like you have this big of a crowd, this loud of a crowd, you can't play down.
Having people there, having students come together and just kind of be there and support everyone, they definitely played like probably our biggest role.
The crowd definitely played a role. When we were down, when they would chant, we would like get our energy up. Like our energy came from the crowd.
We always like bounce off the energies. Well, the energy that the crowd gives, we always bounce off of what they say and what, the vibe.
I feel like it was important to me because I feel like the team definitely fed off the energy. So I feel like if the crowd had a lot of energy, then the team could like be more hype and like have a lot of energy going towards.
The attendance this year, I feel like, was a little bit better than we've even had in years past. I think it has to do with the fact that we weren't able to have home games in our gym for about a month or so this year. So that was our first game back in our high school gym. So I think everybody was excited to get back to watching our home games, and it really just kind of made that atmosphere that much better, having that full packed Linden gym for the first time in over a month.
Being in the stands like made me realize that, the game is more pressured than you feel like when you're actually on the court. And I just want to like pay my respect to all the girls who played on that court, because you just could see like the determination that they had to fight against Elizabeth. And even that, I could just appreciate like just the team in general. And I can also appreciate like being in the stands as well, like the energy that the stands bring, the audience and the people bring to just help the team keep going. It's just amazing to see how like Linden in general just helps each other in times like that.
My heart smiles every moment where I get to see students show their resilience and their leadership through a service learning moment. We are here to serve each and every day, and the Pink Out event and any event where students are involved in leading to make people feel valued is truly a rewarding experience that I smile going, I smile in the moment, and I'm smiling after, because I am just extremely grateful to see unity in the community led by our students.
Sets are tied. Conversation is bring it hard. Who wants it more? Leave it all out on the floor. Being that It was our last regular season game, so it was, what are we going to do here? We build up the whole season up until this moment, and the girls, especially the seniors, have known, they've been in the program for 4 years now, so they know how big of a game this is. So you could definitely see it on their faces that they really wanted it, and I think that kind of trickled down to the underclassmen, like, let's win this. You know, maybe not for us, but for them, because this is the last Pink Out game they can play. So leave it all on the floor and give it all you got.
Sets are tied, what's the conversation? Go out and play our game, do what we have to do, execute. She wanna beat me so bad.
Just like get out there, like we just played our game and we just need to like execute, keep going. Like our energy was really good, so we didn't even have to worry.
Just really, sets are tied, mainly stay calm and just play point for point. We were playing a good team. We were really going like point for point mainly.
I think in a close game like that, the conversation is always play your game, but don't play scared. I think it's also be smart about it.
Our conversation was to keep pushing forward. Just because we won that set didn't mean that we won the game. We had to keep pushing, we had to keep fighting, and that's what we did.
What we can do is we can go out there, we can give it our hardest and fight as hard as every one of those survivors is fighting every single day of their lives or that they did. That's all that we can do. Just come out here and fight every single point until that last ball hits the floor. All right?
Last time out, what was going through my mind is like, I know that's our last time out. I know we don't have any more chances to kind of like recollect ourselves. So my main thing was just really like staying calm and not in my head, but in my head at the same time. Like just kind of like knowing the job, the role that I had to do, and being there for my teammates, picking them up after mistakes, and yeah.
Going through my mind personally, I'm thinking, this is it. Like, you know what I mean? We got no more timeouts, and you better bring it, because you know you can see it on their faces. They're tired, but you got to give it that little extra push to finish out the set. So
I was confident that we were going to win, but the conversation was not to get cocky, because we've gone through sets where we went up 10 points all of a sudden, and we were told, keep pushing. We were telling ourselves, stay aggressive, keep pushing, keep going.
That last time out before the game was over, I just told them we need to just play clean, right? Take deep breaths, relax. They've been here all year. They did what they needed to do up to this point in the game. So go out there, take your time, and just execute our game plan. One play at a time. If Elizabeth scores, good for them. We just got to get the next one.
It feels very good winning, especially because it means something more to me. For my senior year, just going out like that, it's very special. Yes.
My reaction was like, we finally did it, even though I haven't been a part of the program. Just being a part of it and making that moment happen for my teammates who have been there for the past 3 years, it was really just like a big thing.
Internally, I was thrilled because we hadn't won it in a long time, and it felt good to do it, especially with so many people around. And then it was just, nice to win for our coach and his mother-in-law and stuff.
Yes, I was so happy. Yes. I think it's just like we did it. Like to win in our home gym, like in front of that big crowd, just.
Especially our senior year, I've been watching Pink Out since I was a freshman, and you're just like, oh my God, I hope we win in front of all these people, because that's the memory.
When the final whistle blew, I was crying internally. We haven't won for me, I haven't won for 3 years straight. So when we won that final game, I was happy. I was like excited that we won. Externally, I was like screaming, jumping around with my teammates. Internally, I was just grateful.
Why did you guys win that game? You guys won that game because you bought into it collectively. I didn't get into a single timeout after the first one of that first set. Because you guys just needed to know that together, if you can just figure out what it was that you needed to, and you bought into the plan, not what I was coming up with. You guys have to know. You know what you were capable of and what we can accomplish. You had to just believe that you could put it out on the floor. So awesome job, excellent job. You guys should be so proud of the way that you guys picked that up, and you won that game. That girls' effort that night was awesome. I could not be more proud of the way that they played to come out with the victory after we had lost the last 2 Pink Out games. I know the seniors that had been there for a couple of years, they really wanted to pull this one out. So to make sure they were not giving up, to make sure they played every ounce of energy that they had, as a coach, it's all you can ask for. And I could not be more proud of the way that they fought for that game.
Again, it starts from the top, and that's Coach Radel. But the players, again, I'm just so proud of them. They really step up. They do an awesome job making sure that our survivors feel supported and recognized, and they do a great job educating the public in breast cancer awareness.
I'm proud of everybody, JV, freshman, varsity, everybody played well. They played hard, and me as a coach, that's what I personally look for, that even though if you lose a game, if you went out there and you're sweating, you're doing the best you can, or you're being loud on the bench, that's all I ask for, and I think all 3 levels did a very good job of that. So I'm extremely proud of our program.
Just sitting in the stands just made me feel in awe for the girls, because at the same time, like, I've seen them grow, and I've played with them, and I've just seen like their determination to just do better from the next years, from like whether they were freshmen going to sophomore year or so on and so forth. It's just the love that I have for the team is just there, and the respect I have for the team will always be there. So just standing in the stands and showing my support is my way of playing in the game, I guess. So the energy I brought, or the energy that my former teammates and I brought, actually, because we were all sitting in the stands together, I feel like it just helped a lot just to see a familiar face in the crowd. Because I know when I was playing there, just seeing a face of a former player there just really encouraged me a lot. So I feel like what I brought encouraged them too.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely played for something bigger. They played for other. They didn't just play for themselves. They played for breast cancer awareness, and that's why I feel like it was also a very important. It was a very important game, because we all try to support others with this tragedy. So I feel like if we all support and they raise a lot of money, I feel like it's gonna be good for everybody else. Yeah, they know they're playing for Linden as a whole. Like I said before, that Elizabeth is like the rivalry. So like they're playing not just for like themselves, like I said. They're playing for like Linden as a community, playing for the kids growing up that's looking up to them.
We took the picture with Elizabeth before the game after we took our picture with the survivors. I think it's important to show that we are both there fighting for the same cause. I tell the girls before each game that this is a very emotional game. There's a lot of people in the stands. We have a ceremony beforehand, and it's important to remember that our job is to go out there and fight on the court for every point, fight to the last breath, just like these women and men have done fighting for their lives every day. And so we owe it to them, those who came out to see us, those who came to support us, to just make sure we fight to the last ball hits the floor in the game.
I think that moment signifies, even though we are rivals and, we try to play our hardest, it shows that we are both two volleyball teams going for the same thing, and we're all just playing the same sport. It shows that there's no bad blood.
The Pink Out event is a must-go-to event for me because it makes me so proud. We are living in a moment where our tiger roars, and you are able to see the resilience of the students, the survivors, the community. You're able to see those opportunities of how the space was transformed into a magical pink out moment. We were able to see the achievement of those survivors making it over their hurdle. We were able to see those supporters there standing with them. And we were also able to see how the players on and off the court helped to prepare this event. And those are the opportunities that will never go away. And lastly, the relationships that were built from the planning and preparation. I'm so thankful for the entire team, to the students playing again on and off the court for this event, their words of inspiration and standing along with everyone before they had to then get on the court and do their thing. It's like no other, and I'm proud each and every day.
To someone who missed the game, I would describe it as fun, chaotic, but calm at the same time, and friendly and fun and like fire, I'd say.
It was crazy, it was exciting, it was exuberating. We were like, everyone was chanting, everyone was screaming. The game was really intense. When we won, everyone was like happy. It was a great moment.
If anybody happened to miss that game, I would say it was probably one of the most exciting games we had all season. It had the ups and downs. It started off with a lot of mistakes, and really used what we had in that gym to bring us back. We needed that crowd to hype us up. We needed the energy. We needed the community. And I think it's great to see the community kind of come together and stay involved and stay invested. That gym stayed packed throughout the entire game. And when we got to the end of that third set and that last point scored and we got the win, it was so exciting. The students wanted to run onto the floor and like they do at college football games. And it was a high energy, it was a great time. And I hope if you missed it this year, you get to come to see it next year.
Pink Out was something that I always looked forward to, whether it was, playing in the game or cheering on my teammates from the bench. I just always had this excitement for that game because, one, if you're an athlete, you know that, the whole season is dreading. So the Pink Out meant either, the end of your season or the close to your end. And Pink Out also meant a day where we could all be together. Because the way it's structured is that freshman, JV, and varsity plays, and as the volleyball team, you don't get that often. It's mostly just JV and varsity, and we barely see the freshmen, or we couldn't cheer them on. But this day meant cheering for each other and cheering for the cause, because either way, if we won or lost that game, it was always the fact that we played for a cause.
the Pink Out game is important to me personally because my mom has like some type of cancer. It's not too big, but just also being there for her and knowing that she kind of had some kind of part in it, but also playing for the survivors. So giving back was kind of a big thing.
Having a Pink Out game is important because it's not just for us, but it represents everyone, like breast cancer survivors. It represents them. It represents people who are trying to help them. It represents people who are fighting for their lives. We're here to support them, and we're trying to get more recognition for our survivors.
I think having a Pink Out game is important because it brings community, it brings awareness, and it's just a lot of fun for everyone.
Yeah, the awareness part, and also just to play our rival team is really fun too.
This event is only possible because of Superintendent Perkins, the Board of Education, the Athletic Director, Mr. Firestone, the whole athletic office. We had special contributions from a few of the vice principals, Nicole Campo, Stephanie Oruela, and Lakia Carter-Blocker were instrumental in setting up our refreshments that we had for the survivors that came to the game. So without them, we don't have anything for our honored guests to enjoy before the game starts. Big shout out to the coaches, the players, everybody who took the time to set the gym up, to fundraise, to sell t-shirts, to spread the word and prop everything up. Big shout out to Mr. Sardu for promoting the event for us on Instagram as well. This was one of the best turnouts we had all year, and it really is a group effort.